Wild strawberries, they taste really good, but the movie doesn't taste as good as the real thing. Still, it's Bergman's best so far that we've seen. Oh, I don't know, maybe the Magic Flute was better, I don't know, I'm not sure. Hey Jackson, Criterion Collection Review Guide of all persons and things and sorts. Our Director Palooza, you can call it the Criterion Director Palooza, continues today with number 139, Wild Strawberries, by that Swedish director guy himself, Ingmar Bergman. Yeah, like I said, this one's probably, I don't know. I mean, we've had, I think, what we got? Seven Seal, Magic Flute, Autumn Sonata, Cries and Whispers, and now Wild Strawberries. This one is probably my favorite. This probably is my favorite. It's a really nice piece of work. Just a lovely story, great acting, and just some really nice visual work. And yeah, it's a really interesting story and got my attention. So yeah, then like this is probably one of Bergman's best. Wild Strawberries. 90:57, 91 minutes, Swedish, blah blah blah. All right, story to talk about. So the main character of this story is a guy named Isak Borg. Isak Borg. He's a professor who is going to go like get his honorary doctorate or something, a doctor's honors or something. And he's very old, and he's like, I think he said he's 87 or something, or 78, I think. And he like has these like dreams, these really weird dreams and flashbacks, where like he's like walking on a street and he sees a watch with no hands on it, or a clock with no hands on it, and he sees himself in his coffin and all that. And so it's some very interesting dreams that make him like question morality and all that. And he's driving out to the appointment, and he's driving with his son's wife, Marianne, I think is her name is, and she's pregnant with his grandson. I think it's a boy, and Isak's son, his name's Evald, doesn't want the child. It's either him or the baby, and we see a lot of this through flashbacks. That's not really revealed till well toward the end. And yeah, at the beginning, it's very tense between Isak and Marianne. She wants to smoke, and he's like very old fashioned. He doesn't think that like women should smoke and all that. And so he has like all these flashbacks about his own courtship of his wife Sarah, who apparently I forget, like she ended up like falling in love with somebody else or having sex with somebody else, and like she was gonna lie to him and lie to Isak and tell him that she was raped and all that. And that's much later. I'm kind of telling this story all the way backwards, but it's kind of hard to talk about this one anyway because of just the time placement. It's very much like Rashomon. The time placement's very, there's a lot of flashbacking and telling stories and all that. Later on, they pick up Isak and Marion pick up these three young hitchhikers, and the girl is the same actress who plays. Not even sure if her name is. Forget what her name is, but I think it actually is Sarah, and she's the same actress who plays Isak's deceased wife, and so it's like, but she looks obviously a lot more younger, and she's engaged to one of the men. I think his name's Anders, and then Victor is like the chaperone, and so they tag along and they fight about like God and existence and all that, and then on their way they accidentally like almost get into an accident with this older couple who like all they do is fight, and so they take them, and Marion kicks them out because they fight too much, and I guess the wife slaps the husband violently, and it's like, for the kids' sake, she says, for the kids' sake, get out and all that. And so they keep going and they make it there, and Isak eventually makes peace with Marianne, especially when he finds out that Evald didn't want the child, and he kind of in the end he finally accepts her and all that, and they kind of like each other and all that. And so he just, it's like this huge, like, it's a huge movie of revelations and, you know, realizations. And in the end, you know, I think after the ceremony, he goes to bed and he's just happy. It's like basically, it's, I guess it's all in one. Basically, the story more or less happens in one day, and it's just, you know, in the end, like, Esau goes to bed, you know, 10 times happier than he was before, you know, because he realizes, you know, he realizes that his memories, you know, he can relate to the memories that make him happy when he wants to be happy, and so on and so forth. I think the last memory he has before he crashes is his memory of like this picnic he had, and it all has to do with wild strawberries. It's like his wife is like picking strawberries or something like that, or this, he wants to marry his, like, he earlier he's flirting with his cousin and she's picking wild strawberries and all that, and yeah, so it's a little interesting. It's definitely just an interesting movie about, you know, self journey and all that, and through your own thoughts and dreams and, you know, visions and all that. And yeah, Bergman did a good job on this one. It's not boring. It's not, you know, not horrendously confusing. I mean, it's a little off in places, but yeah, I kind of dug this one. And it's not horrendously long. It's only 91 minutes too. How about that? A minus. I think this might be his best. It was hard between this and the Magic Flute, because I like the Magic Flute so much. You know, but I mean, you know, Mozart's, you know, and all that, and you know, the cinematography is pretty cool too. But those shots of that girl just are so annoying, and I think that's why I like this one a little more, because we don't see random shots of a girl not smiling, you know, at what she's seeing. So this is Bergman's best. But I know we've got quite a few more. I think Through a Glass Darkly, The Virgin Spring, Fanny and Alexander. There's a couple others. I think Persona. No, I don't know if Persona was in the Criterion Collection. I just know we have it at the library, and I keep seeing it's like, and The Serpent's Egg is another one. But yeah, those two I don't know if we have in the Criterion Collection. I'm not sure. But yeah, Wild Strawberries, A minus, pretty good. Check it out. If you want to see a Bergman movie, I recommend this one. According to the Wikipedia page, I guess Kubrick said this was his second favorite film of all time. So I'm like, well, there you go. If Kubrick likes it, hey. The only really big supplement is a 90-minute interview with author Jorn Donner, where he just basically Bergman talks about, you know, his life and his childhood, and, you know, doesn't really talk about any of his films really too specifically. Just kind of just dances around them and just basically talks about them, you know, in a general sense. And yeah, it's pretty probably the most interesting, you know, interview about Bergman. I really like the epilogue where he explains that he feels like he's a craftsman, and he talks about, it's something about how he feels like he feels like he fails if he makes a product that no one uses, and that kind of just makes me, you know, that kind of makes me really want to reevaluate Bergman's work and all that, because I don't know, I just kind of feel bad like saying, oh, Bergman sucks, but then, you know, he has, you know, he makes it and he wants people to go see it, so, you know, I personally, you know, don't understand it, you know, personally, but I'm glad that there are other people who do. So if you like Bergman, great job. I'll stick with Wild Strawberries. How about that? So, and then there's some stills behind the scenes photos and all that. So that's this. So Wild Strawberries, A minus. I might consider buying this just so I can say, oh, I have a Bergman film. I'm Criterion, you know. There you go. Alright, so next, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Tomorrow, 8.5, and then next week, Children of Paradise, Last Wave, and then probably sometime later this week, the supplements to The Rock, just because I got The Rock, yeah, So, anyway, that's it from me. Thanks for watching, and morals. Can't think of any morals for this one. Just, you know, don't if you want to have if you're gonna have a child, don't choose between your wife and your child. Okay, that's a good moral. That's a decent moral. We'll leave it at that. And don't run people off the road too. Don't. I guess in the sense of the movie, don't let your wife drive. I guess that'd be a moral. And yeah, that's it for me. Thanks for watching, and we will see you tomorrow for 8.5. Later.